Hi, the following video is a quick overview on how to record donated items. Whenever an organization receives a donated item, one of the questions they should ask themselves is how will the item be used? Will it be for inventory, or was it donated for an auction or raffle the organization is having at a fundraising event? The accounting treatment for each is dependent on how the item will be used. Let's take a quick look at the accounting treatment for each type of donation. Let's start with inventory items. The organization receives donated inventory valued at $1,000. To record the inventory, you will debit an asset, usually called in-kind inventory, and credit contribution revenue for the value of the inventory, in this case, $1,000. As the inventory is used or distributed, the entry necessary will debit expense to show the usage or distribution of the inventory and credit the asset to show the reduction in the inventory. Next is auction items. The organization receives a donation valued at $3,000. The entry to record the donation will debit an asset and credit contribution revenue for $3,000. Once the item is sold at auction, additional entries are necessary. If the item is sold at auction for $5,000, the entry would be a debit to cash for the $5,000 paid for the item, a credit to the asset for $3,000 to remove the item from the accounting records, and a credit to contribution revenue for $2,000, the amount received in excess of the value of the donation. Now, if the item is sold for $2,000 rather than the $5,000, the entry would change slightly. There would still be a debit to cash, this time for the $2,000 that was received. There would still be a credit to the asset for $3,000 to remove the item, but there would be a debit to contribution revenue for $1,000 rather than a credit. This is to reduce the amount of the contribution revenue originally recorded since the item sold for less than what it was valued at. Lastly, let's review raffle items. The organization receives a vacation package valued at $3,000. To record the value of the vacation package, you will debit an asset and credit contribution revenue for $3,000. Similar to auction items, once the item is raffled off, additional entries are necessary. Let's look at two different raffle scenarios. In the first scenario, 150 tickets are sold worth $7,500. The entry would first debit cash and credit raffle revenue for $7,500, the total amount of the contribution. Next is the debit to expense or cost of direct benefits and credit to the asset for $3,000, the value of the item raffled off. In the next scenario, 50 tickets are sold worth $2,500, less than what the vacation package was valued at. This time, the debit to cash and credit to revenue would be for the $2,500 that was received, and the rest of the entry would be the exact same. Debit to expense or cost of direct benefits and credit to the asset for $3,000. Thank you for watching this brief overview on recording donated items. Remember, the first step to knowing how to record the item is knowing how the item will be used.